Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Mythic Ocean. Last time we talked to Alethea a lot, talked to the twins some, that's why we're here. And this time, we're gonna follow up on whatever else we need to do. Also, when I loaded into the game, it said that there were 2 new pages for me to find here. So, I have absolutely no idea where those would be at. But I guess I can have some hunches about where they potentially are. I think we already found one over here by poison, so I don't think it's gonna be you. Oh wait, you have little buddies now? What is this? You have fans? Lord Poison! Lord Poison! Lord Poison! Lord Poison. So they all say the same thing. So he's got a little crew now, look at that. Poison's gaining a following. Good for him. Oh. I heard that. Aha! Here's one of the pages. Alright, what do we got in this particular story, eh? Aftermath. Oh, Era 6. I'm still trying to process what I've discovered. You know what? I said I was going to read these like once I got the full group of those, so let's wait until we get all parts of Era 6 before we actually read them. I think that's a better way to go about it. We'll make it easier to absorb the information when we read it all at once rather than disjointedly across a couple of videos, probably. Now the only question is, where is this last page? And the answer is, I have no idea. I have absolutely no clue where this last page could be. That one was pretty well hidden in kind of a weird spot, so I'm gonna check a couple of weird areas. We've already found one there, so it's definitely not there. We can actually walk on land, can we? No. I wonder if we're actually a fish or not. Something interesting to think about. Are we a fish? Ah, there's another one. Cool. I suppose these areas aren't too big, so if you kind of just wander around for a bit, you will find them eventually. Alright, same thing. So when we find the third part to Era 6, that's when we'll go ahead and read all of those. Now that we've taken care of that, there's new creatures in the Kelp Forest and the Moss Cavern. Well, we need to go to the Kelp Forest anyway to speak to Amar, so why don't we go head over there and check it out. Amar, are you good? What happened? Hey, friend. Did you see what Lutra's up to here in the forest? I didn't. What's going on? Oh, well, it, sure is something. Lutra showed up in the Kelp Forest a little while ago, wailing about how hungry it was. And it hasn't stopped eating since it got here. I watched it chew up a huge patch of kelp all by itself, and it's already getting bigger. If this keeps up, I don't know if the forest can take it. What are we gonna do if it never stops? Don't worry, we'll figure it out. Have you tried talking to Lutra yet? About that. I'm too scared. I don't want to be near it when it's devouring everything in sight. It's silly, I know. But maybe you could go instead? Alright, Amar. I'll see if Lutra wants to talk. Phew. Thanks so much, friend. You know, you sure are dependable. I really appreciate all the help. Be careful, and let me know what happens. Lutra, wow, you have gotten bigger. I mean, I kind of expected this to happen at some point. I hope I wasn't the one that actually talked it into leaving. Lutra, can you hear me? This one has greatest hunger. Eating must continue. How much do you think you'll need to eat, Lutra? This one cannot be certain. Change arrives very soon. Greatest hunger cannot be ignored. Alright, I see, but you'll have nothing left if you eat all the kelp in the forest. This one does not plan to eat all plants. Eating will continue only until greatest hunger is gone. Other creatures need the plants too. If you eat most of the kelp, there won't be enough left for them. This one cannot consider others now. Only greatest hunger matters. Okay, I understand. Please leave as much kelp as you can. Thankfulness. Eating will continue until hunger leaves. This one finished sharing thoughts until then. I don't know if that's the correct decision to go with, but it didn't seem like Lutra was going to change their mind, so there's no real other way to do it than consent, I guess. Hey again, friend. Any luck talking to Lutra yet? Yeah, I was able to talk with it for a bit. Ah, great. How'd it go? Lutra said it won't eat all the kelp. It's only planning to eat until it's not hungry anymore. Aw, come on, buddy. Lutra's in the middle of some kind of feeding frenzy. You think it's gonna stick to its word? True. I guess we don't know for sure. God, we'll be lucky if this even leaves us one tiny patch of kelp out there. What are we gonna do now? Maybe Alethea could help us out. She studied Lutra in the past. Yeah, that's a thought. Well, I'll leave that up to you, friend. I think you've, got a better working relationship with her than me. But try to hurry, okay? I don't know how much longer the forest can hold out. Amar, could you talk to Lutra? I don't think that's a good idea. Lutra said it was finished sharing its thoughts, so it might lash out at Amar if he does that. I'll do my best, Amar. See you soon. Alright, off to see Alethea. Some new things are happening. New developments. Good to see you again. Anything you'd like to talk about? Did you find any connections between the samples and the signals from the deep ocean? As a matter of fact, yes. All my tests suggest the signals and the organic debris come from the same place as the ocean floor. I believe some kind of electromagnetic pulse occurred down there, sending the signals and debris far and wide. My readings also indicate that whatever the source is, it's capable of generating huge amounts of energy. Such a power supply would be indispensable if I could harness it. It might just be the breakthrough I need. So what's your next step? Good question, but in order to give you an answer, I need to explain a few things. You may have wondered why I'm so driven in my research. There are wondrous things here in the ocean, yes, but there's more to it than that. Have you ever noticed that our world almost never changes? Think about the Kelp Forest or the coral reef. These places are exactly as they've always been. No one can remember a time when things were different, and no one ever leaves. I fear we are all trapped here in a sort of endless dream or illusion. If there's a purpose to this place, none of my research has given me any clues so far. I want to learn the truth about the ocean, my friends. I have plans now for an overhaul of this lab that will vastly increase my data gathering capabilities. But the new energy demands will far outstrip what the solar sail can currently provide. So that's why you need this energy source in the depths. Correct. You might recall that your teleporter is one of my old prototypes. I can modify it to enable transport to the energy source. I know its exact coordinates from tracing the signals during my studies. If you might be willing to help me, perhaps you can investigate the source and report back with what you find. It's a big ask, I know, but with your help, I could get so much done on my equipment upgrades in the meantime. What do you say? Sounds good, I'm in. Splendid, I'm so glad to hear it. I'll modify your teleporter right away. It'll only take a moment. There, all set. I've outfitted the teleporter with some basic data sensors as well, so we can examine those readings when you get back. Thank you, my friend. I can't wait to hear about your findings. Alright, so now let's actually talk about this. Alethea, the Kelp Forest is in trouble. I was wondering if I could get your help. Oh, what kind of trouble? Well, Lutra left the moss cavern for the forest to find more food, and it's eating huge amounts of kelp. I tried to get it to stop, but it's too hungry to listen. Goodness, that does sound like a potential crisis. Has Lutra also grown bigger, by any chance? Yes, Amar and I both noticed it was bigger than it used to be. just as I thought. I bet it's getting ready to start its metamorphosis. My studies of Lutra suggested this would happen sooner or later. It's eating all this food to fuel the amazing transformation that will soon take place. Fascinating, but is there any way we can stop it from devouring the whole forest? Right. Certainly we don't want that to happen. Well, it seems to me that Lutra was meant to feed on something else once it was done with the ferns. Perhaps if we could give it something more nutritious, it wouldn't have to eat so much. Have you found anything in the ocean, or could you enhance the ferns? Have you found anything in the ocean that might feed Lutra better? Well, come to think of it, I did once find a strange plant in the mid-seas with large, edible fruits. These fruits were unusually nutrient-dense. The problem is, I'm not sure such a plant would contain the right nutrients for Lutra. However, I might be able to create a crossbreed that combines the best qualities of the ferns and the nutritious fruits. Ideally, a small number of these hybridized plants would sustain Lutra for the rest of its feeding frenzy. Great, let's do that. Unfortunately, I can't have these new plants ready immediately. I have machines that can speed up the growth process, but it's still going to take some time. If Lutra's still eating kelp out there, the forest might be in serious danger. I can only think of one way to guarantee the forest's safety, and that's to use the paralyzer component of my scanning device to prevent Lutra from moving until the plants are ready. After our discussion about the fear Lutra felt last time I did this, I'm reluctant to do it again, but I'm worried for the well-being of the forest otherwise. What do you think we should do? I don't want to do it either, but it sounds like using the paralyzer is our only choice here. I really do think that's the only choice. I mean, we can't let Amar's home be destroyed. I could take Lutra at Lutra's word and assume that they're going to stop eating once they aren't hungry anymore, but does Lutra even know what that point is? It doesn't seem like it, so how long is this going to go on? Like, as much as I like Lutra, I can't keep defending it forever. But I also did have a conversation about Lutra where I told Lutra that would never happen again. Huh. I think one of my cats just got sick on the carpet. Or they still are. Alright. Doesn't look like he's actually coughing anything up, he's just coughing a bit. Rather you didn't use the paralyzer. This is a rough call. Make someone do something that you promised wouldn't happen again, and also terrifies them, or just allow whatever destruction is going to happen. I'm going to use the paralyzer. Alright, I'll go forward with it then. It's for the sake of the forest, of course, otherwise we wouldn't be doing this. As for the plants, they'll be delivered to the Kelp Forest as soon as they're ready. Thanks so much, Alethea. I don't know what we'd have done without you. Not a problem, my friend. I'm always happy to help preserve our ocean's natural splendor. Shall we talk about something else? No. We gotta get back over there. So, away we go. Wow, this took a bit of a turn for the dangerous. Oh, hey, friend. Phew, a lot has happened since you were here last. Tell me everything I missed, Amar. Well, I don't know if you've had a look around the forest yet, but could have been worse, I guess. We lost the kelp that Lutra ate when it first got here, plus a few other areas. But we still got more than half, at least. Once you left, I was just laying low, trying to make sure Lutra didn't notice me. And then Alethea showed up and used some kind of weird device that froze Lutra in place. It freaked me out, friend. I get why she did it, but I could tell Lutra was really shaken up. Anyway, Alethea left after that and then came back a little while later. She brought a ton of plants with her. Stuff I've never seen anywhere else before. She unfroze Lutra, and it went totally crazy for the new plants. Just when I thought it might never stop eating, it was finally full. And it headed back to the moss cavern like nothing ever happened. Since then, I've been busy making the rounds in the forest. Some folks are a little rattled, of course, but everyone seems to be okay. All in all, kinda bummed that Alethea used that weird device on Lutra. Feel like there must have been a better way, but maybe things would have gone a lot worse if she hadn't. That was my logic. I'm still sad about how much kelp we lost, though. Hopefully the forest will recover eventually. Anyway, thanks for the help. Of course, Amar, I'm glad we kept this from being a total disaster. Me too, friend. Want to talk about something? No. Alright, I think that is a good time to go check in on Lutra. Of course, there are new creatures here we need to talk to. Like you, I guess? Hey, I don't think I know you. That's weird, I never miss a party out here. Who invited you, huh? I go to all the parties too, I don't need an invite. Oh, of course, yeah, I remember you now. We partygoers should stick together, don't go too far, okay? Ugh, gonna itch my ear. Very itchy ear. Alright. It's like under the cuff of my headphone and it's one of those annoying itches that you just can't seem to get at. Okay, we've spoken to you before. It seems like most of the new creatures might be over here. Yeah, here's a sea urchin. This is my perfect spot. Everyone should have one. And if you have a perfect spot, why ever leave? Fair enough. There's that. We've already talked to you before. You're new. I need to get all bent out of shape, feeling like I used to get all bent out of shape, feeling like I was always going the wrong direction. Then I realized I wasn't believing in myself. Listen, just do the craziest thing you can think of. It'll work out. Ooh, there's a lot of fish right here. I don't think I've spoken to you. How can we be like you, Flash? All your Flash fans. How can we be like you? Yeah, Flash has a lot of fans. And then Glitter. Teach us to be like you. Glitter? Okay, so we're missing one fish. Might be you? Oh yeah, it's you. Rollin', rollin', rollin'. You think if I keep practicing my rolls, someday I'll roll right into your heart? Raoul? Sorry, who are you? I mean, don't mind me. Just working on some self-improvement. But watch out, one day my roll will really impress you. Alright, you keep at it, Raoul. So that's all the new ones here. So now let's go check on Lutra. There's also apparently some new creatures here as well, so we can check in on that. And you're in a cocoon now. A very, very big cocoon, might I add. Lutra? Is that you in there? Familiar one arrives? Yeah, it's me. I came to check on you. There was dreaming before familiar one returned. This one thought dreaming might never end. Great change has begun. How do you feel? Is it all going alright so far? All is dark now. Cannot see familiar one. Cannot see anything. This one has much, much fear. This one does not understand great change. What will happen to this one? Hey, it's okay. Lutra, I'm here. You're gonna be just fine. This is not known, but this one knows other new things now. New things came in dreams. First thing this one saw is that during greatest hunger, familiar one helped device-using one decide to use strange machine, which this one despises. Again, this one could not move. Again, this one was not asked. Why? Why did familiar one do this? This one had misery. Familiar one knew this would happen. Why? You didn't listen when I asked you to stop eating the forest, Lutra. We had no other choice. I'm so sorry, Lutra. I mean, I feel like we need to say sorry at least. I'm so sorry. We felt we had to protect the forest. We didn't know what else to do. This one told Familiar One whole forest would not be eaten. But eating even like 75% or half of the forest is still bad. Familiar One did not trust this one. I can't trust you at your word if you're going to destroy an entire ecosystem. But there are other new things. Second thing this one saw. Two that are one have crystal. Crystal shows them things far away. Things familiar to them. Does Familiar One know this? The music is really loud here. I feel like I need to point out. I'm probably going to have to turn this down in a second. No, I don't know what you mean. Did you see anything else? This one saw that two that are one believe crystal helps them, but crystal brings them much pain also. This one thinks greatest pain of two that are one comes from crystal now. Thanks, Lutra. I'll keep that in mind. This one will only share one more thing that was seen, and that is device using one wants to find something. Thing device using one wants is in deepest, darkest place. Does Familiar One know? Yes, I know about Aletha's research on the seafloor. This one tried to see what was in the dark place. Something stopped this one. Only darkness was seen. If Familiar One goes to that place, this one thinks greatest caution should be used. I see. Thank you, Lutra. I'll be very careful. There are other things that this one saw in dreams, but this one can feel all things slipping away. Lutra, hang in there. Wait. Hang in there, okay? It's gonna be alright. Lutra. This one would not have had name without Familiar One. This one still has fear, but also gladness for not being alone. Hunger has not been felt since change began. This one hopes eating will still be possible after great change. Don't worry, Lutra. I have a feeling your eating days aren't over yet. Amusement. This one enjoys sharing thoughts with Familiar One, but greatest exhaustion is here. This one will dream again. Now. Well, definitely probably took a hit with my reputation with Lutra there, but I personally thought maintaining an entire ecosystem was more important than trusting Lutra and, you know, just being nice to Lutra. Trusting that they wouldn't eat the entire thing. Like, I can't take them at their word like that. There's dark places out there, but don't be afraid. Just keep moving forward. Sure, there might be monsters, but beautiful things can grow in the dark too. Wonder if that's a hint at this area I'm going to next. Maybe I should just move forward even if there's monsters? No matter where I go, I always feel so exposed. I wish I had a little space I could fit into in case I got scared, but it's hard to find the right one. Man, it's very creepy hearing like Lutra's giant heartbeat right there. So close. Hello. Someone out? Someone there? Sorry, can't see you too well. Food's been so scarce lately, I need someone to help me catch some grub. I'd be willing to share the burrow in exchange if they wanted. Maybe you could find a good candidate for me? Oh yeah, it's you. Don't want to knock you over. You're very tiny. I know what you must be thinking. How comical. But it's not true. I'm not the murderer. Excuse me? Alright, well that appears to be everyone. Alright, well I actually don't have a ton of time this episode, so I think we're going to go ahead and end this one off here. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Mythic Ocean. You have to find out some new things about Lutra, possibly stop a catastrophe even though we may not have done it in a perfect way. They hinted at there potentially being another solution, but I don't know if I believe that. So, I guess we're going to go ahead and end this one off here. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you next time.